When Fred first came in, his push was his downstairs neighbor, Joe Morsheimer, was a member here. And he used to kid Fred. He goes, "You ought to join the fire hall. You know, you'd like it. There's a lot of good guys, camaraderie."
He was a good guy. I mean, he never said anything bad about anybody. He always, you know, he was always here. He always did what he could for anybody at the hall or anybody out there when he was serving the community.
Fred took a lot of initiative. He took, you know, his firefighter 1 course. He became an EMT. For anybody that knew Fred was a tall man who thought he could do things that smaller people could do. And some of the things he could get away with, some he couldn't. He was defiant. He would do it. If he had a possibility or an opportunity to try something, he would try it.
And he will kick and he will stretch. He will do whatever he can with his shoulder. And he will get that big body bag through that hole there. He just got there a little to the side.
He loved being a part of our fire hall in terms of fire prevention. Anytime we had an event here, he always would be the big kid. He'd be playing with all the kids. We'd run fire prevention. He'd be showing them the trucks, showing them how to operate hoses. Whenever we go to the Pine Hill School for fire prevention or the daycare, Fred would be there. He'd love to be there. That was his thing.
When he became a father was the best time of his life, and Grace was everything to him.
He cared for his daughter. He loved his daughter.
Definitely better looking than Fred, what would you like to say to everybody that watches this video?
The return's coming.
The night before Fred passed, we had an officers meeting, and Fred came to the officers meeting and he brought his daughter. Grace was very clinging to her father, and Brian Sipniewski took one of these little post-it notes and he stuck it on Fred, and Grace just thought that that was the greatest thing, and she took the rest of the pad and she was sticking them all over her father, and she had a blast through the entire meeting. And then during the meeting, she was very playful, playing peekaboo, and very playful during the meeting, and Fred just adored his daughter. And after the meeting, they were going to go to McDonald's for French fries and iced tea. And it was just a very beautiful memory of our last night with Fred. Being with Fred and being allowed to have that time with Fred and Grace was just an amazing memory that will always be in my head, and probably everybody else's that was with us at that evening.
He would always be there to help you. If you had a question about anything or wasn't concerned, he would show you, and he would bend over backwards to help you. You know, he was kind of a person that would share his experience with other people and share his knowledge.
His legacy. Fred was an amazing guy. I think everybody here believes that he is still here with us, and I know he's still with Grace. And he's like an angel watching over everybody here at Pine Hill. And in his heart, he's that kind of person that just wanted to protect his brothers here. And I believe that Pine Hill was a very big part of his life, and we were very much his family. And I believe that he is always going to be a part of this place. Nobody here will ever forget him. And his locker will forever, for Pine Hill's history, remain right where it's at. And I think Fred will become a permanent part of this history.
There's a saying in the Marine Corps, which I belonged to. The saying is, once a Marine, always a Marine. He's a Pine Hill member. he was always be a Pine Hill member.